Alright guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel, Mr. Extra from Team Extra as always. So you all have been asking for a revised list of my Mannadium deck, so we're going to go ahead. You ask and you shall receive. So we're going to go ahead and jump into it, guys. We're going to start off with hand traps. So hand traps for this pretty straightforward. We have 3 Droll because Droll is like the big bad in this format right now. You know, stop searchy. There's a lot of decks. This covers like majority of the stuff. We have triple gamma. This is all main deck too, obviously. Triple gamma, and then the driver because you know, D shifter. There's just a lot of stuff. Realistically, there's just a lot of stuff that hurts this deck. Mainly D shifter and Droll. 3 Ash Blossom because we don't like people searching, and 3 Imperm because Imperm is still a good card. I don't care what people say. It's pretty amazing card in my opinion. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna jump right into the main deck. So we start off. We're playing Fearless. Fearless is going to be at 3. It is at 3-up. I mean your options right now are Fearless and Meek. Which guess what? Tricks on you. You're playing both because the third one comes out in Duelist Nexus, and you're probably not gonna play it anyways because Triad is basically just another orb. Might increase consistency, who knows. Then we play 3 Meek as well, right guys? You're gonna Meek your way into some synchros. Meek is my favorite one. If you open Meek and then Vices, it is essentially full board. Meek and Vices, Meek and Roomheart, full board, because you're just like, oh, so Mr. Extra, how are you gonna get full board with Meek and Roomheart? Well, you're gonna pop the Meek with the Roomheart special. Roomheart's going to search Obsession. Then you'll get another Meek off the Meek effect being popped. You'll use the Obsession, pop the Meek again, and then at that point you got Obsession Engrave plus Calarium. Calarium, you're going to search Vices, and then you're going to banish Obsession to special Vices. And then from there you're just going to kind of go into your Scareclaw line and proceed to set up from there. So you're playing 3-up with those. And since we're talking about the boy himself, you're going to play 3 Vices. I like to call this guy the poster boy of the deck because he is literally the poster boy of the deck. Like, you run it as a 3-up. Here's the thing. You could have multiples in your hand, and as long as you have, like, Obsession or, pretty much just Obsession, really. You can balance out your hand, or your worst case scenario, you dump one. Now, I was playing the Prisma package before, but I think the Prisma package is ass. You're paying 4,000 life points just for it to get Ash, and yeah. If they know you're playing Mannadium and they see you do Hero Lives, they're actually going to ash it. Cool, it's bait, but I mean, you're trading 4,000 life points for still to potentially get hit with Droll. So, Vices at 3. He's the poster boy. You need him at 3. That isn't even up for discussion. So, we're going to run Roomheart at 3. Roomheart is the second poster boy. He's like the main Mannadium person. Now, or Mannadium, however you want to pronounce it. Roomheart's good. Roomheart is amazing. The only downside about Roomheart is you can't Roomheart pop Vices a special Roomheart, or you can't Vices to pop Roomheart the special Vices. You can't do that. You have to pop the orb specifically, or if you're popping like you can pop your 1-up Rykart because you only need him as a 1-up unless you're playing like Mana Claw. This isn't Mana Claw. This is just Mannadium. Mana Claw is like a and I actually have a build for this right now that's in the works. Summons Nat Beast, does a bunch of craziness, guys. But, so, Room is good. Room has to be at 3. He increases your consistency. If you need to get to the field spell, you're going to Room. And then, assuming if you just start off just Room, you're going to have to, like, Room into a Meek. And then work your way up into the field spell from there. Or if you have pretty much anything else, you're good to go. Or you can just find one way to get into Obsession. And then you're going to run Rykart at 1 because you are running Arrival, you are running Rykophobia, and you're running Lightheart and Tryheart. This card is really good. Gets you a free draw, gets you a free search. It also can proc out the Roomheart as well, meaning like you can have this on the field, do the effect of search, they go Imperm, you go Chain Roomheart, pop it, special Roomheart, this resolves, and then you get another search on top of it. It's really good, and there's a lot of combo lines behind this, and I can explain in depth too if you guys really want me to. But if you want me to explain in depth and like get some combo videos out for you guys, some in-person stuff, like, subscribe, tell me in the comments, and I'll literally make a full combo line video for everything I've seen this deck being able to do or what I can do with it anyways. So those are the main bodies, and we're also running a 1-up of the Kaiju. Now you can run this as a 2-up. I'm running it as a 1-up, and this is 40 cards, right? Reason why this is just a 1-up is I don't want to draw multiple Kaijus out the gate. 1-up is less chance to draw it, but a good chance to draw it too, because you're going to cycle through your deck pretty consistently, especially if you go turn 1 without interruptions. And if you do it all correctly, you're going to draw 3 cards. You're going to draw a card off Charge Warrior, you're going to draw a card off Rykart, and then you're going to draw a card off Coral Dragon. That is 3 cards drawing at the beginning, like during your combo line. This is mainly in here for Pearly, or if they're running like Cash Tira or Cash Money Dollars. This is mainly for that. Mainly for Pearly more than anything, but I mean, if you happen to open this and you need to drop it on like a Rise Heart, yeah, it'll do the job. It'll do the job. Alright, so let's go into our spell count. We're going to start the 1-ups. 1 Terraforming for obvious reasons. We're running 2 field spells until Duelist Nexus, then we're going to run 4. And when I say 2 field spells, you'll see. 1 Call by the Grave, because I'm getting real tired of getting hit with Droll, because Droll is good to have, but it's terrible when people are using it against you, obviously, especially this deck. And then we're going to go to the next thing. You're running Scareclaw Arrival. This is a 2-up. You use this to pull Vices back to keep going in combo lines, or you use it to pull back Rykart depending on what you're trying to do. This deck is this deck is not a helmet deck, I will tell you right now, because depending on what you're playing against, your inboard is going to be different each game. Because your generic inboard is going to be like Chaos Angel, Baron, Tryhard, Reframing, and then like if you have extra material, you're going to make Das Peter, Chinning. I like making Chinning when I'm going against certain decks that isn't Cash, or I'll make Chinning like late game against Cash, because if it's late game, there's probably a bunch of shit banished, and he's going to come out like 5,000-6,000, he's going to be a big old beater. So that is a 2-up right there. Let's see. We are running 1 Imagining, 1 Reframing. Reframing is the Omni Negate, right? Reframing is what you're going to search this with Room Heart more than likely, assuming you have everything off the rip, or you're going to end up opening it. I doubt you're going to open it, but you're probably going to search it, because you can start, you almost always open. Like a Meek or a Fearless, and then Room Heart or a Vices, or you have a way or a line to get into them, right? This is your Omni Negate. You search this pretty early in. You use it to stop Dark Ruler, and you can also use it to set off your Chinyin, because when it hits Grave, it can banish itself and recycle your materials from graveyard back into your deck. Imagining is really good. You run this as a 1-up though. You don't want multiples. This is in-house Pot of Greed. I use this usually to fix my hand. So what I do is I do the reveal, and then say if I have Vices, because Vices are a Mannadium card, Mannadium monster. Reveal Vices, draw 2, put 1 on the bottom. So, you know, if you're bricking up a little bit, which rarely happens unless you just end up opening all hand traps, which you can go full combo with, like, say if you open Ashen of Vices, right? I'll show you. But like, comment, subscribe, tell me in the comments, I'll put out the videos, I promise. But this thing has an occasional second effect where it's in the graveyard, you can banish it, and then you can turn your right card or your Room Heart into a tuner, basically. A level 4. It has to be level 4 with the stats. So, you know, one of your 2 starters, essentially. Alright, we're gonna go to the 3-ups. We run Obsession at 3. It's a crazy card. It is by far probably the most busted card in this deck when it comes to just generic spells for Mannadium specifically, for the simple fact that it pops a card on the field, which chances are you're gonna pop your Meek. It directly searches Calarium, and then after that you can banish it and special summon the Vices. You're gonna search off Calarium. It's nuts. You need this at 3. It's not up for discussion. Fight me if you want. I don't care. And you're obviously running the Calarium at 3. This card's gonna get expensive, guys, because one thing with Calarium and then Fearless and Meek is Fearless and Meek are not once per turn when they get popped. Calarium. So say if you pop a Meek and you got Calarium up, you're gonna get a Meek from your deck, and you're gonna get a Meek from your graveyard now because of Calarium. So essentially you're going to swarm the field. And then you play the 1 Rekphobia, which you're going to use Lightheart to make this. You're going to search for Vices if you don't have him, right? If you open Rykart and Vices, you're going to Lightheart and this, and then this search Vices, because then you can pop the Lightheart, because it's not the same stats, it's not the same it meets the requirements for vices to be able to do the effect to it. The easiest way to explain it. Alright guys, we're going to go into the extra deck, and then we'll do my current side. Side deck is subject to change, by the way, guys. Side deck is super subject to change. You guys might like my extra deck. It's kind of spicy, I ain't gonna lie. We run a Chaos Angel because Chaos Angel is disgusting. Like, turn 1, making this out in, like, Pearly or, like, certain decks like Trap Tricks and 7, you know. Like, they have to open Imperm to deal with it, or something that's a spell trap to negate it, which chances are you have other stuff on the field. This is a really good power move going into game 2 where you're setting a board, say you lost, setting a board, and you're putting this out with a light and dark made with it. Or you can make this going second and banish one of their cards. And this build has changed a little bit, guys. You guys will probably like this one better, so we're going to go Chaos Angel for that. We'll put this man over here, right? We have an Excel. Yes, I know I actually have an Excel right now. I'm borrowing it. Excel to do free Baron plays. You hit them with Gamma. Well, they try to draw you Gamma. You get a driver, Gamma, make Excel, make Baron, and 3 summons. It's disgusting. Or you make Das Peter. We have a Chin Ying because Chin Ying is a big boy. And he does, his effect to banish stuff does not target. It says you can banish 1 card. So non-targeting banish. Then we have the Das Peter for Das Peter reasons. But realistically, you're just going to use this to pull your vices back after it gets banished when you make your Astrolabe. And then set on a potential pop negate. Depending. Charge Warrior to draw cards because we like doing that. Coral Dragon to, again, draw cards because we like doing that. Crystal Wing. Crystal Wing is a flex spot. He's good and then he's bad. We could go either way at this. I might swap him out for the Ice Jade because I was playing the Ice Jade and that's pretty good too. Or Nat Beast. And, well, this build can't make Nat Beast, not really, unless you increase your Scareclaw account number and you play a couple of the level 3s. We'll get into that in another video, though. We obviously have the MVP, Mr. Baron DeFleur. Mrs. Baron DeFleur, my bad. For Pop and Negate, we got a Light Heart to do a search. We're running on 1 Light Heart. We have a Cross Sheep because Cross Sheep is crazy. And then if you have Cross Sheep out and you make Astrolabe and put it into a zone, you get a special summon from Graveyard that's level 4 or lower. That's the main point. We have the star of the deck, Tri-Heart, coming out there, Mr. Floodgate Boy, being the man, the myth himself. We have an access code, which this is questionable, but I've closed out a lot of games with access code where they break most of my board, they leave me some stuff, like, for example, or I'll put Tri-Heart out and they'll break my whole board and leave Tri-Heart, and then on my turn I'll just put out Room Heart, go Room Heart, Tri-Heart, and access code, pop, 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 because chances are I have Tri-Heart will be engraved, and then I'll have Cross Sheep, so that's 2, which isn't a bad trade in my opinion. Could also be Apo, but I don't like Apo. Apo loses to Imperm. 1 Underworld Goddess. This is something you're going to see different than most builds when you look up this. I mainly play this because of Pearly, because making this is very easy, and it's another way to out-Nor if you don't have the Kaiju, right? It's just another way to out-Nor, guys. Last but not least, 2 Astrolabes. Their effect is soft, meaning like you can make 1, pop a card, make another 1, pop a card. Simple enough, simple enough. Alright, so that is the extra deck. And this build's doing decent on locals. It's a work in progress still, obviously. I'm gonna keep subjecting their change, the entire thing. Alright, so extra deck, we run Ghost Ogre at 3. I mainly use this against Pearly and Super Heavy. Cash Tier, it doesn't really work because obviously if stuff's being banished, you have to send this to grave. It does not work, so don't do that. Don't be that guy. Alright, so we run 3 Bell, Super Factorial, Gimmick Puppet, Birth, and my friend Pearly. When you get rid of the Pearly, and then they try to, well, my friend Pearly to try to bring shit back. No, it works on Street. Street's the one that brings him back. Either way, it's pretty good. We have 1 other Kaiju in case we need to side in a second one for consistency, and then we just happen to open both of them. We can just fling this one over them, and then take the String Kaiju, and then take the String Kaiju, and then like Ghost Rabbit, because I'm pretty sure String Kaiju is 7, and then make a Baron, one way or the other. Now, my little special techie tech. Deck Lockdown at 3. let's say they stop your draw, but you have this in your hand, going second, obviously, or going first. You do your plays, they stop your draw, whatever. Put this out afterwards. Now they have to deal with this and the potential draw in your hand, right? And lastly, 3 Dark Ruler No More, because it is Dark Ruler No More. It breaks boards. Interesting thing enough, though, this deck has reframing, so we can play around that. Now, that is everything I have for you guys for this build. You all requested it. I gave it to you. Let's get it. If you think I should make changes on the build, leave comments below. If you like the build, like the video. This build's pretty saucy. It is subject to change, and in the next month or so, because we have about 1 month and I want to say 3 days until Duelist Nexus comes out. This deck will be entirely different. But thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. You think I should make any changes to the build, please let me know in the comments, okay? That is all I got for you. Just asking you shall receive, boys and girls.